Oh my god, hey! Welcome back to my Stagey YouTube channel. If you are meeting me for the first time, hello! My name is Mickey Joe and I am obsessed with all things theatre, which is why I have spent my entire day at the Extel in London at MusicalCon. Hopefully by the time you see this video on my YouTube channel, you will have already seen what I got up to both days at MusicalCon. But now it is Saturday night, and having been stagey all day, I am obviously going to spend my evening at the theatre for a very special performance. This is the closing night of DEAR EVAN HANSEN. I'm here at the Noel Coward Theatre, and it's going to be an emotional one. So come with me into the closing night performance of DEAR EVAN HANSEN in the West End. Before we go inside, if you enjoyed today's video, I am a content creator based here in the UK, as well as an independent theatre critic, and I make videos like this all the time on my channel, covering everything that's happening in West End theatre and talking about Broadway as well. If you would like that kind of content on your YouTube pages, make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Also go find me on Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. I'm at Mickey Joe Theatre on all those platforms as well. Now let's go and cry about the last West End performance of DEAR EVAN HANSEN. So if you've not met me before, one thing you should know about me is that my theatre outfitting is never not on theme. I am wearing a DEAR EVAN HANSEN cap, but a special DEAR EVAN HANSEN cap. What side of my head is it on? Is it on that side of my head? Where is it? No, the other side. There we go. This is from the first London performance at the Noel Coward Theatre, because that's the first time I saw it here in the UK. I was at the very first preview and they gave us all these caps. So I'm wearing my first preview cap for the West End closing, which feels very bittersweet, but it's like bookending the West End run of DEAR EVAN HANSEN. We are here now outside of the Noel Coward. It is quiet so far, but there are going to be plenty of people for what is sure to be a sold-out performance. Here they are. This is the queue of people waiting for the final West End performance of DEAR EVAN HANSEN. You can feel the catharsis in the air. So as is often the case with shows that are closing, we are out of quite a few things at the merch booth, because obviously they've not been replenishing stock, they don't want to have loads left over. So if you want a face mask, or a programme, or a tea towel, or a scarf, they had those, but I did not see much else. Oh, they had pop sockets. So, you know, remember the show with a sentimental pop socket.
Just to let you know, head height. Yeah, door shut the whole performance. Other than that, you're all good.
I got warned about the head height of the lights.
Well, maybe. We'll find your head. If not, no worries. Enjoy the show. Hiya. How are you heading today? Yeah. Do you know what numbers?
So for all of the trips that we've done to West End theatres, this is my first time ever being in a box. Have you been in a box?
No.
No?
I do it for tours, but never like actually sat and watched a show in a box.
First box experience. It's nice, we're having a lovely time, and you can sort of sit here and feel very rich and important while watching the peasants down below. Dazzles!
Hello.
Like I said, the peasants down below in the stalls.
Peasant, excuse me, these are premium seats. Don't make me come in your box.
I can throw things at, oh, for goodness sake. This is family-friendly content. Okay, it's the interval. I have cried. I cried at the bit I always cried at, but I started a bit early because it's always Larry Murphy having the breakdown in You Will Be Found. Kills me every single time. But it was when I noticed Rupert Young starting to foreshadow it in his acting choices, I started going. So many emotional moments throughout Act 1 that you wouldn't normally get. So many new applause bits, so many crying bits, as you would expect, and I'll talk more about those later. But it's a very emotional audience. I feel like it's a very profound night at the theatre. Sean, how are you feeling?
It's a bit of an emotional roller coaster, isn't it?
It's very emotional. You only saw this for the first time recently.
A couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel for Sam. He's really obviously
Everyone
really
is hugging
struggling.
him. Everyone better be hugging him backstage right now.
They're hugging him on stage.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell, that boy.
They keep taking the
I don't know how he
It
does
must be
it.
so hard, because the thing is, he's having to tap into those emotions anyway.
Yeah.
And he's an emotional person.
And obviously, it's more real this evening.
Yeah.
It was that line, it was when he broke down and when you need a friend to carry you, and it was a genuine breakdown.
Yeah.
Oh, like, for God's sake, someone run on stage now and just hug him.
I think what got me was the fact that like it was like the audience were clapping to be the friend to carry him, and actually did carry him through. So I was like, whoa.
There's such a tangible relationship between the cast and the audience, which is not something you always experience at the theatre, and also just the sounds of people sobbing.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to not having to cry to this show again.
Echoing throughout the ensemble. Daz, you're probably the biggest fan of this out of all of us.
This is my favourite show.
Yeah.
I love this show. Here on the first night, here on reopening night. It's going to be sad to say goodbye to it. It's a beautiful show.
Sit down, maybe that might be nice. So I don't want to keep you standing. I'm going to try and do this without crying. Okay, I have a few words to say. It's like a whole 8-4 but I'm just going off script. Just want to thank all of you for being here. This is one of the most... I don't know if there'll be a moment that tops this. This is absolutely unbelievable. So okay, okay, so on behalf of the London company, DEAR EVAN HANSEN, we want to thank you so much for being here today to bid farewell to this wonderful, wonderful show. Thank you very much. Today is in fact our 528th performance. And there are so many extraordinary humans on this stage, and hundreds of people who make this happen, but we want to just thank the band, to the box office. We've had the absolute honour of working with all these wonderful people, and we'd like to recognise them now. So just another one. Sorry. Team from Macintosh Theatres for giving us our West End home. Shout out to our incredible theatre manager Roger Johnson and his terrific team in the box office. Our devoted ushers. Oh my god, I thought I had enough to do in this show. This show is only as successful as its wonderful behind the scenes team. That's everyone back here. under the page. Okay. Yeah. We also want to give a great shout out to Wendy Olshan and Jeff Wilson from 101 Productions in partnership with the team at ATG. Thank you very much. And John Manning. And Anna Pitero DeVito from Stacey Minish Productions. Oh my god, this is bad. And everyone backstage right now. We'd like to call a few others to join the stage. Our stage managers. Lead LED by Joe Hinton. Is she here, Joe?
Yes, she is.
Oh, mate. Just give him a round. And our company manager, Steve. This show has got an Olivier Award winning score, which is led every night by Matt Smith. Give him just. And Chris Moore over here. Finally, I know you've heard me talk way too much already, so I'm going to finish this off by saying we just want to welcome our wonderful producer, DEAR EVAN HANSEN, Stacey Mindich, who brought this show from off-Broadway to Broadway.
What an extraordinary night of theater. Thank you all so much. I bring with me greetings from the US team, from the authors, Benj Pasek, Justin Paul, Stephen Levinson, our amazing director, Michael Greif, from the United States, who created this show. We cannot thank you enough, London, for accepting us, for making us feel loved, for finding us. It's been an extraordinary experience here. I have to take a moment to thank all of you in the audience tonight in particular. I see so many of you wearing the polo. If it weren't for you fansons, you called yourself that, and we liked it. If it weren't for you, we wouldn't be here today, and we thank you very much. Especially want to give a shout out to the gents that I had dinner next to tonight, who spoke with such affection and authority and love for our show. Hi, thank you, that was really fun. I told my husband it was pointless to try to have a conversation because I needed to listen in to you. Finally, I am standing with the most extraordinary, talented, amazing Olivier Award-winning company. It is my deep honor to be there when they were cast, and to be here with them tonight for their final bow. And so I would like to ask you for one more moment to give them a final round of applause.
And that is it. That was the last performance of Dear Evan Hansen at the Noel Coward Theatre in the West End. One last look at the Noel Coward all lit up in blue on its closing night. Very sad, very sad. And yet somehow that was my most uplifting experience at the show. I feel like for being a discernibly sadder event, it was more uplifting.
You felt like a community. You felt like a community on
It did
stage.
feel like a community.
It felt like the audience were with the cast.
Very tangible connection between cast and audience. Very profound, very special, very rare. And one more thing from me, I believe I promised you in the interval I would tell you what happened specifically at this performance. So when Sam came out and sat on the bed, huge applause straight away for ages. He's already crying before he said one line. He has to do a discernible like whoa and shake himself out of it. He looks knowingly to the audience and makes some sort of noise. He does like a gah or something, and that kind of carries on throughout the performance. There's lots of tears. Every time he sings something emotional, he sobs afterwards. He was sobbing his way through the whole show. In Words Fail, he had just a full sobbing trying to get his words out. There were lots of long pauses in between the little rubato sections of the music, the sections where it wouldn't carry on if he didn't keep singing, where it's really thin on accompaniment. He had a moment in You Will Be Found before, when you need a friend to carry you, he had to take a huge pause and take a deep breath, and I think people actually applauded mid-song to get him to keep going, to kind of give him that kind of support. And there was a lot of crying from others as well. Rebecca McGuinness was sobbing at the end of So Big, So Small and just collapsed sobbing into the sofa when it moved upstage and the playoff music happened. Huge applause for all the numbers, huge applause, but particularly for Words Fail, there was enormous applause after that, as well as the end of Act 1 and the end of the show. There were lots of nice moments in the second act where people took opportunities to comfort Sam Tutty during the show and make little jokes. Lucy Anderson, when he does the bow, when she says she's not breaking up with him, and he bows and says thank you, she bowed back and then like shook his hands, and that got a big applause, because I assume that's not something that happens regularly throughout the show. I don't remember exactly what the blocking is for the whole thing, because I haven't seen it that many times, but it felt like something that was different. Someone could let me know in the comments. And the other one, his scene with Rupert Young to break in a glove, his scene with Larry Murphy, that felt really sincere tonight, and he had to shake him out of that one at the end as well. Sam had to shake himself out of that one. And right at the end, when Rupert says shaving cream, something, repeat, and that's his last line, he made a little noise after shaving cream, and Sam laughed at that in a way that I think indicated it's not something he usually did, and he was putting it in to try and make Sam laugh, because otherwise he was just going to cry through the whole performance. I think they were trying to get Sam through it in what ways they could while retaining their original script and blocking. But for the most part, that seemed to be what the show was. There weren't too many lines that like spoke specifically to the moment. Sam changed his very first line of the show. He said today is going to be an amazing day and here's why. But incredibly profound performance, and just very emotional. But it's that kind of show where the emotions are at the forefront, so it was always going to be very difficult for them to get to. Props to the cast for managing through it. I am now in the train station after the show, feeling all of the feelings, but that has been closing night at Dear Evan Hansen. I hope for those of you that were hoping to be there who didn't manage to make it to the performance, that in some small way made you feel like you could be a part of it as well, if this show means a lot to you. I am very glad I ended up making it to the performance, and I should say as well that Aaron and I were there this evening by means of an incredibly generous gift. Someone who had 2 spare tickets and invited us to join them. They know who they are. Thank you so much for letting us be a part of that incredible night at the theatre, and thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it in some emotional way. If you did, you know what to do. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for plenty more stagey content coming very soon. I have all of the videos at the moment because it's been the busiest weekend ever, and I hope that everyone is staying safe and that you have a stagey day. For 10 more seconds, I'm Mickey Joe Theatre. Oh my god, hey, thanks for watching, have a stagey day. Subscribe!